Hello everyone, my name is Kaileyanne Doherty, and I just want to say thank you guys for voluntarily sitting and listening to me talk about the goals that I have for myself in this class. I can see that you guys are all very excited, so I'm going to go ahead and just jump right on into it. Everyone has their fears when it comes to talking to people that they may not know. I know for me, I tend to get a little scared that someone's going to judge what I look like, or I'm going to forget what I'm supposed to say, and in this day and age, become the next viral meme. You guys might want that. I do not want that. It is not on my to-do list. So that is a no for me. It is a fear. This anxiety that I get speaking in front of crowds such as yourself kind of causes me to talk a little bit fast. So one of my goals in this class is to kind of learn how to slow my pace down so I can talk in a more comprehensible pace so that the audience, much like yourself, can understand what I'm saying. I start to think, I'm like, how am I gonna slow my pace down? I can remind myself in the middle of my speech, hey, you gotta slow your pace down, and that works for a couple seconds until the anxiety kicks back in. And I started thinking a little deeper, and I was like, well, I don't talk fast like this in front of my friends. Why is it different? And that's because, quite frankly, I do not care if my friends judge me. I don't care what they think about me. So I need to apply this to the crowd. I don't care if you guys are gonna judge me. I hope that you guys are not intentionally looking for something to judge. Unless you're the professor, of course, like it's your job, then I'm hoping that none of you guys are wanting to judge anything that I am doing. So why should I stress about that? I've started to think, well, you guys in the crowd might be looking up to me and being like, I'm so glad that I don't have to give a speech. That looks scary. Or I'm glad that's not me. Because I know when I've had to sit down for presentations, I thought the same thing. So I just kind of keep reminding myself that you guys are in my shoes and more likely in the same boat that I am in now. A similar thing to the fast pace that I get from speaking with anxiety is I learned that I need to kind of have more non-verbal cues, such as moving, facial expressions, the tone of my voice. I used to have to give presentations to very important people, statistical presentations, and one time I had to give this statistical presentation and I thought that I killed it. I thought that I hit the nail on the head until he came up to me and he was like, I don't believe anything that you just told us. And I kind of stood in my tracks. I was like, why? And he was like, you did not move a muscle that entire presentation. You did not move a muscle. So I kind of learned from that moment on, because that was mortifying, you need to kind of have more movement when you are speaking. You guys might remember from my introduction post, I was a Twilight fan. Okay, I'm not obsessed. I'm just a Twilight fan. Okay, there's a difference. In the last movie, the main character, Bella, she becomes a vampire and she has to learn these human-like gestures so that she can be involved with her family without them knowing she's a vampire. She has to learn to slow down and breathe, move her shoulders, walk slowly, and I've learned that that's pretty important to look confident when you are giving a presentation. The audience is going to believe you if you look like you know what you're talking about. You just have to kind of appear natural and talk to the audience as if they were your friends. Lastly, I'm learning, or hoping to learn, listening skills. How many of you guys right now have already zoned out of my speech? And don't lie, I see you. I do the same thing, I'm guilty. Even when it comes to say, I'm sorry, respectfully, a professor's video, I try to watch it and I just zone out. I start thinking about what I'm gonna make for dinner. I start thinking about what I'm gonna do the next day. I cannot help it. I started thinking, I don't wanna be a bad listener. How am I going to help this? And I'm like, I can tell myself, just like the other example, I can just tell myself, hey, you gotta start listening, but it doesn't work. I started pretending that there was gonna be a pop quiz at the end of my speech, or at the end of their speech, so that I would have to actively listen. It started working. I started listening to everything. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be quizzed. I need to pay attention to this, and it'll get me listening, and now I don't feel like I'm being disrespectful. So I'm hoping with this class, I kind of learn how to be a little bit more of an active listener, how to move freely, look confident, and how to not be scared that y'all are judging me, because I'm pretty sure you guys are judging me, and it's a fear. I hope these goals I can actually accomplish, so the next time I present to you all, you actually voluntarily sit down and listen to me. Thanks for listening, and I hope you have a great rest of your evening.